Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a while since I have done an update video, but I'm back finally. And a lot has changed. I am actually no longer pregnant. Hayden has been born. She was born on January 18th. She's sleeping. Well, she's laying right here, so if you hear her crying, it's because she wants to be picked up. Yeah, so a lot has happened since the last time I did an update. I don't even remember what week I left off at, but a lot happened. She was due February 4th, but she was born January 18th, so she came early. And it was all due to high blood pressure. So since I missed quite a few weeks, instead of going back and trying to like recap everything, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of summarize what happened. So I had a really good pregnancy all the way up until week 35. And once I hit week 35, literally pretty much to the day, I got my first high blood pressure reading. I have never had a high blood pressure reading before, ever. Just going to the doctors normally, and throughout the whole pregnancy, my blood pressure had been pretty normal. So when I got it, I was kind of like, what the heck? I mean, although I know that there had been some things going on that was kind of stressing me out, so I kind of like thought, okay, well, maybe it was just those things that were bothering me at the time that was adding to, stress in my life. But so anyways, I go into just my normal checkup. I get my first high blood pressure reading. So they take my blood pressure. Sorry, the baby's right here, so she's making noises. They take my blood pressure, it comes back high, and then they do the normal checkup, like whatever it is. And then when they came back, it read normal. So it was lower. It wasn't super high. So I was like, okay, cool. Kind of weird that I got the high blood pressure reading, but whatever, it could be multiple things. I had an additional appointment the week after, so it would have put me at like week 36. I went in again and they took my blood pressure and it was like way high. So they didn't even let me leave. And that happened to be the day before my baby shower. And they sent me to what's called triage. So straight from my doctor's appointment, they ended up putting me in triage where they hooked up the monitors for like the baby's heartbeat, the contraction monitor, and then they would check my blood pressure every 15 minutes to see what my blood pressure was at, see if it would go down. They pretty much kept us all the way up until like 3 o'clock in the morning. So we were there for like 6 or 7 hours of them checking my blood pressure. Finally, it went down. They didn't have to give me any medications or anything like that. It just finally stabilized. And then they told me that I can go home, but I would need to get a blood pressure cuff just to check it. And if it went back up to like severe range, then I would need to come back in. So as soon as we left, we went and bought a blood pressure cuff from, I think, Walgreens or something. And then we had to get ready for the baby shower because the baby shower was happening the next day. So, oh my gosh, so just so much happened. So I was having the high blood pressure. They were pretty much worried that I was going to have preeclampsia. But the thing is that I wasn't having any symptoms of preeclampsia other than high blood pressure. I wasn't having, my face wasn't swelling. My hands were swelling a little bit, but they had been swelling ever since like week 25. But they weren't like, it wasn't anything major. And of course my ankles were swelling because they just had started swelling around like week, I think, 30. So, I mean, but they weren't crazy swollen. They were just swollen, like normal pregnancy swollen. But I wasn't getting headaches. I didn't have blurry vision. I didn't have any pain in my stomach, like none of those other symptoms, just the high blood pressure. So they really just monitored me. And then they made me schedule appointments to be monitored twice a week. Because at this point, it was going to be twice a week all the way up until I was going to give birth, which was at that time in February. Well, we have the baby shower. Everything's fine. I go in for one of those appointments, which is on, I think they had me like Tuesday, Thursday going in. And my blood pressure is high again. So they send me back to triage again. And at this point, this is the second time I'm in triage. They keep me for the, I think, 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever it is, monitoring my blood pressure with all the same stuff. And at this time, the doctor says, you know, we might have to induce you because your blood pressure keeps going into the severe range. So I'm like freaked out because at this point it's early January. The baby's going to be like a month early. Not to mention my parents were flying back home because they moved from Hawaii back to California, but they weren't coming in until what day was it? 16th of January, which was like a week away at this point. So I was kind of, when she was talking about induction at that point, I was a little like worried and started panicking a little bit. Just, we were so unprepared. We literally had a house full of gifts and things that we weren't even able to put away. They're just sitting in our house. Like it was just a mess. There was no time. I was still working. My last day of work wasn't going to be until that following Friday. So literally so unprepared. So whatever, they keep me, my blood pressure goes down, whatever. They actually end up letting us go. So then they schedule us for an ultrasound because they want to know how big the baby is, because at this point they're wanting to get me to 37 weeks and then they want me to induce me. So that would put me at like another week. So I needed to make it one more week before they would start the induction. But they wanted to make sure the baby was a good weight. So we go into this ultrasound and the ultrasound tech is really nice. She does all the measurements for the baby and she tells us the baby's like between 7.5, 8 pounds. They said that it's usually like 1 or 2 pounds, 1 pound off either up or down. So at this point, you know, they're saying, okay, well, she's a good weight. So if we do need to induce, it's fine. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then we're getting ready to leave and the high risk doctor comes in and she says, we want to schedule an induction. So when we talked to her, we scheduled the induction and the induction was scheduled for Monday the 15th. So Monday the 15th was my induction day and they scheduled it for 10 o'clock at night. So at that point, it would put me a little past 37 weeks. So it was like 37 weeks and like a day or 2 days. I can't remember at this point. And yeah, so that was 10 p.m. on a Monday. And so we're like, okay, they just said just call before to make sure that there's enough room. And if not, they would reschedule. So I was kind of happy about that because now I knew for sure what day it was, right? But in the meantime, I was on bed rest. I couldn't do anything. I had to just try and keep my blood pressure down because I was still having those other appointments in the meantime on like Tuesday and Thursday. And of course, if my blood pressure went too high, they were going to send me back to triage and probably induce before that day. So whatever. I go to the appointments. My blood pressure is like right on the cusp of being severe, but we're able to like keep it down just to make it to Monday. My parents are flying in. Like they literally leave Hawaii Monday night on a red eye. And so, I didn't really know how the labor was going to go. So in my mind, they were probably just going to make it, to be honest. Especially since they were flying into Oakland and had to drive to Sacramento. It was going to be close. So I'm going to try and keep it a little short. But pretty much I'm not going to go into detail about my labor story because I will do that in a different video if someone's interested in hearing that, especially if someone's interested in hearing about the high blood pressure portion, because oh my gosh, having high blood pressure sucked. Literally my whole pregnancy was great. Like I had no morning sickness, no craziness, no nothing. Like my weight gain was very minimal. It was just the high blood pressure. It totally screwed me up and it made the labor shitty. But anyways, what ended up happening was we go in on Monday, they try and induce, the induction doesn't really work. I'm just going to cut this really short and then I'll go into detail in another video. They try to do the induction. They have me on all these medications because of blood pressure. They counteract the Pitocin, which doesn't allow me to dilate past 4 centimeters. So we're in there from Monday until Wednesday night when they finally tell me it's not, my water had been broken for more than 24 hours at this point. And they were like, you can have a C-section. It's up to you. The longer you wait, more of a chance of infection for you and the baby because my water had been broken for so long. So they left it up to us, and of course we decided to do the C-section because at that point, with all those medications, I was feeling like shit and I was worried about the baby. So we did the C-section. So we went in on Monday. She was born Thursday at 1 o'clock in the morning via C-section. So I did end up having a C-section, and then we were in the hospital for an additional 4 days. So we ended up being in the hospital for over a week. It sucked so bad. I could not wait to get home, and I was exhausted. We literally did not sleep the entire time we were in the hospital because, of course, they're in there checking you with the high blood pressure. They're checking you even more often, and you know, it was a mess. It was a mess. I did not enjoy the hospital portion of having the baby. The C-section was not that bad. I will say that. It was not that bad. I thought it was going to be really bad. I thought I was going to be in a lot of pain. No, I wasn't. I came out of the C-section. I was up and moving the next day. I barely had pain. I was only on like ibuprofen and, and Motrin, and literally didn't experience a high amount of pain at all. And the healing process was not that bad. So I was totally cool with the C-section. But anyways, so yeah, so she came early. So she was born January 18th at 1:05 a.m. via C-section. And here she is. Say hi. Say hi. This is Hayden. She is so cute and she has so much hair. But anyway, so I'm sorry for just kind of stopping with the videos. It's just that so much had happened, and I mean, I recorded some things. So I have clips from the baby shower, and I have clips from putting her room together. I'm sorry, baby. That I do want to still share, so I'll try and maybe put them in a video for you guys. But it just didn't work out. It just didn't. I just didn't have time to record, and I'm gonna try and record more now that I'm home. But it's all gonna depend on her mood and if she actually lets me. Just wanted to catch you guys up. Everything's good. She is here and I love her to death. We are so excited and so in love with her. Yeah, there's just like no words really. But yeah, so like I said, I will try and upload some of the previous clips that I did record that I wanted to share and just never got around to putting it up. If you have any questions or things that maybe you wanted to know over the time that I missed recording, like the updates of per week or bi-weekly for the pregnancy, let me know and I'll see if I can answer those for you, or any questions about the high blood pressure, or like I said, I will do a video about the labor portion of it. It's kind of long and a little intense like most people's are, but yeah, I will share that with you guys. And then I'm going to continue to do videos now that she's here too, and share a little bit more of her with you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry it's taken me so long to get this up. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.